Hey guys, so I just recorded my Deborah Harkness All Souls trilogy first two books review, and that should be up now, so you guys should definitely go check that out. But I thought while I'm here and I have the time, I would tell you about a couple of books that I just recently picked up that I'll be reviewing in the future. So I guess it's kind of a book haul, but unfortunately I don't have the books with me, so I'm just going to show you the covers on my Nook. And actually I do have one book with me. It's the one I'll start with. I bought this at the bookstore at the school bookstore when I was buying books for class, and I was waiting in this huge line that was like winding through all the bookshelves, and I saw this book and it seemed kind of interesting because I'm really interested in politics. I'm a political science major. So this book is called Hollywood Left and Right: How Movie Stars Shaped American Politics by Stephen J. Ross. It's pretty big. It's sort of like an academic-y type book, I guess. But I think that sounds so interesting because I live in Los Angeles, so sort of, I don't want to say like I know movie stars or anything, but I think my political views would be more shaped. I'm more affected by the political views of celebrities and things like that. Not that they affect my political views, but they affect the views of people around me a lot more, I think. So I think that book's going to be really interesting. You know, I don't know anything about what it's like. I don't know any of these people who reviewed it on the back. I don't think I need to read any summary because it seems pretty obvious what that's about. So it's probably just like a historical overview of the influence of celebrities on American politics, which I think sounds really interesting. So another book, I actually just finished this, and I might do a review on it. I don't know. It's called How Should a Person Be by Sheila Heti, and this was like sort of like really lauded, and I remember I read about it in Entertainment Weekly, which I normally really enjoy, and so I usually take their suggestions very well. Like their top books, books that they review well, I usually read, and usually I'm very impressed. And like the Deborah Harkness books, I picked up on their recommendation, but I don't know how much I'm in love with this. So it says, reeling from a failed marriage, Sheila, a 20-something playwright, finds herself unsure of how to live and create. When Margot, a talented painter and free spirit, and Israel, a sexy and depraved artist, enter her life, Sheila hopes that through close, sometimes too close, observation of her new friend, her new lover, and herself, she might regain her footing in art and life. Using transcribed conversations, real emails, plus heavy doses of fiction, the brilliant and always innovative Sheila Heti crafts a work that is part literary novel, part self-help manual, and part body confessional. It's a totally shameless and dynamic exploration into the way we live now, which breathes fresh wisdom into the eternal questions: what is the sincerest way to love? What kind of person should you be? So, I don't know. Keep your eyes out for that review, because definitely have some strong opinions about that book, but I'm not going to talk about them right now because this is not what that's for. This book, I'm really excited. I just started reading this. I'm about 20 pages into it, and this is The Receptionist: An Education at the New Yorker by Janet Groth. I believe that this is just like an autobiography. Not an autobiography, but as I'm reading it now, it's just sort of instances of things, like experiences that she had. She was a receptionist at the New Yorker for 21 years, and just sort of the people that she met and all the cool, interesting things that happened. It's a very short summary. It says, Janet Groth's seductive and entertaining look back at her 21 years, 1957 to 1978, the William Shawn years, of lateral trajectory at America's most literary of institutions. So I'm not really obsessed with the New Yorker. I think it's like obviously something that people either love or hate, I think, and I've never really picked it up. So I didn't really know. I've taken a lot of English classes and stuff, so far I've known of a lot of the people that she's talking about. I didn't know that they were associated with the New Yorker at one point, but definitely some super interesting stories going on in this, and I think it'll be a fun read. It's sort of like a confessional about these people who are mostly dead now. Second to last book is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and I believe that this was written by a YouTube person who does YouTube videos. Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, he also wrote Looking for Alaska, which is like sort of a coming-of-age story that I read when I was in high school, I think. And let me read this overview. I know a little bit about this book, but not much. Despite the tumor-shrinking medical miracle that has bought her a few years, Hazel has never been anything but terminal, her final chapter inscribed upon diagnosis. But when a gorgeous plot twist named Augustus Waters suddenly appears at Cancer Kids support group, Hazel's story is about to be completely rewritten. Insightful, bold, irreverent, and raw, The Fault in Our Stars is award-winning author John Green's most ambitious and heartbreaking work yet, brilliantly exploring the funny, thrilling, and tragic business of being alive and in love. So it's again sort of like a teenage love story, but obviously very depressing. And yeah, I'm psyched to read it. It's only 200 pages, which isn't too bad. The last book is another book that I got off recommendation from Entertainment Weekly, and I think that it's sort of it's obviously not the New Yorker, but it's sort of a magazine that people kind of look down on, but it's the only magazine that I subscribe to that I read from cover to cover, and I wait for it to come in the mail. And I think it's really entertaining, and for someone who loves movies and loves books, the sections on books are very small, but it's someone who loves movies and TV, and I literally always get at least 2 book recommendations from each issue. So I think you guys should read it, and I'm not paid to say that. So this is another one. It just came out. I think I just got the email that this pre-order was available, that it was now out, and I could download my pre-order yesterday. And this is Every Day by David Levithan. Yeah. And this is really interesting. I just read this, the review of this, but it's about, okay, can you love someone who is destined to change each day? Every morning, A wakes in a different person's body. A has made peace with that, even established guidelines by which to live. Never get too attached, avoid being noticed, do not interfere. And then A wakes up in the body of Justin and meets Justin's girlfriend, Rhiannon. So it's another sort of teenagery book. I don't know why I'm into that all of a sudden. I always kind of shied away from that. I think when you're a young adult, you don't want to be caught in the young adult section because I'm not a young adult, I'm an adult. But now that I still look like a young adult, but now that I am literally an adult, I feel more comfortable in reading these books. So, and obviously this is the new book. Yeah, those are my books that I've just recently picked up that I'll be reading within the next few weeks and hopefully reviewing some of them for you. So thanks for watching. If you have anything to say about any of the books that I mentioned or want me to review any of them more quickly than others, please let me know. And thanks for watching. Bye.